Happy Monday, class. Today and tomorrow we will be reviewing our Chapter 10 concepts. So stay tuned for those videos. And then towards the end of the week, we're going to be doing a quiz based on what we've learned in this section. So, buckle up and get ready for this review lesson of lessons 91 through 95. And then tomorrow's will be 96 through 100. Okay, so in lesson 91, lesson 91, we learned about multiplying three-digit numbers. Now, the way that I'm going to review these is by doing the lesson practices, because we did go through it. So if you specifically have a question with one of the topics, go ahead and rewatch the video on that specific lesson, because it will be a more in-depth lesson about that. So let's go ahead and do the lesson practice, and that'll be found on page 497. And so this is reviewing lesson 91, lesson practice, top of the page. Here we go. All right. First one is 7 times 400. So the first thing I want you to notice is this is not in the right way, okay? Yes, you could just say 7 times 4 is 28 and add 2 zeros, but that's not the best way to do it, okay? So I want you, based on what we learned, to go ahead and write it as 400 times 7 this way. And remember, again, that this number is going to be multiplied by every single number on the top. So 0 times 7 is 0, 0 times 7 is 0, and 4 times 7 is 28, making our number 2,800 or 2,800. Okay, let's do B. Here we go. We have, remember I'm going to write it the way that I want the equation to go. So I'm going to do 300 times 8. And I'm going to circle this 8 so I make sure I answer every single one. So we have 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 8 times 3 is 24. And we have 2,400. Okay, let's erase this and we'll do the next two. I hope you're getting super fast in multiplication. You're not using your fingers anymore, because remember, next year you gotta memorize them or you're not gonna be able to do the next level math. So make sure you're memorizing. And if you haven't yet, make sure you do. Alright, so C says 340 times 6. And I have every number multiplied by this. We have 0 times 6 is 0. 4 times 6 is 24. 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. And our answer is 2,040. Okay, last but not least. Let's see. Let's do this color. Okay, 750 times 4. I'm going to circle that 4. 0 times 4 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Put down the 0, carry the 2, or that group of 10. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30, making our answer 3,000. Okay? Alright, let's move on to lesson 92. While I'm erasing, you flip your page. And remember, we're going straight to that lesson practice, and that will be found on that page. Okay, here we go. Alright, so on page, sorry, I'm flipping with you, page 501, and I just want to do lesson practice C and D, okay? Because I'm pretty confident that you guys understand this, but we're just going to review just a little bit. So C, remember we're on page 501, lesson practice at the bottom, C and D. So C and D, here we go. 12 divided by, parentheses, 6 minus 2. Now let's review really quick. With parentheses, you always have to do what's in them first and then take whatever you have from the parentheses and do whatever operation is next. So this is just a little preview of more in-depth equations that you'll be doing later on in your life. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and do 6 minus 2, which is 4. And then we're going to bring down the rest. And we're going to do 12 divided by 4. In other words, we're asking ourselves what times 4 equals 12. And we get an answer of 3. Okay? All right, and let's do this last one together. And I'm going to do it in purple. Yeah. Okay. 12 divided by 6 minus 2. All right. So we have 12 divided by 6 is 2. And if you didn't get that, remember we just ask ourselves what times 6 equals 12. And we'll get our answer of 2. And then 2 minus 2, and that is easy. It's 0. Okay? And remember, at any time, you can go ahead and re-watch a video. If you did not understand the parentheses, please go and watch lesson 92 on my YouTube channel. Okay, now let's turn to the next lesson practice. Bottom of page 505, I believe. Let's see. Yes, page 505, and we are estimating the products. Here we go. Estimate the total price of 4 water park tickets at $19 each. Now, a couple weeks ago, that was A. A couple weeks ago, we talked about something called rounding, and we've already done rounding from the beginning of the year, but we kind of redid it a couple weeks ago. But then we learned a vocabulary word called compatible numbers. And compatible numbers are numbers that are the easiest to work with. Remember, they're easy to work with. So, not only are we rounding, we are finding numbers we want to work with. So 19, as good as that number is, I'd rather work with 20. And I'll tell you why. First of all, 20 is really close to 19. Second of all, 20 is in the counting by tens. I know how to count by 20s just as easily as I can count by tens. So, let's go ahead and change 19 to $20. And then I'm going to multiply times 4 because there were 4 tickets. And we're going to do, remember, every number gets multiplied by this guy. 0 times 4 is 0, and 2 times 4 is 8, making the total price $80. Okay? All right, last one we're going to do for this one is B. If tickets to a football game are $32 each, about how much would 5 tickets cost? So, I know that 32 is really close to 30, and that is a nice, easy, compatible number. So 30 times 5, and we're going to multiply every number by this guy. 0 times 5 is 0, 3 times 5 is 15, making the total $150. About. Okay? Alright. I'm going to erase, and we're just going to keep moving. 2 more lessons to review. I know these are always the longer of the lessons, but I know that you're doing awesome. So we're going to keep moving. 2 more lessons in this one. Okay, so please go to page 510, and we're going to be the lesson practice at the top. So we are talking about compatible numbers again, and here we go. Let's do gray, that's fun. Okay, so we're estimating the product of 249, and this is on A, times 4. So just looking at it, right? 4 is a good number to work with. We don't have to change 4. But I really do want to change this number. So I'm going to change 249 to 250, and I'll tell you why. 250 is really close, not only to 249, but it's also a number that I want to work with, okay? It's a compatible number. 250 times 4, because I want to set it up the way I want to answer it. And every single number is going to be multiplied by this number. 0 times 4 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry that 2 groups of 10 or 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. Making our answer about 1,000. Okay? Alright. Let's do one more like that, because I know you, not only are you now multiplying by 3-digit numbers, now you are multiplying a rounded or compatible number by a 3-digit number, and that can get kind of tough. So let's do one more together. And I want to do the estimate the difference. So we're doing C, okay? Estimate the difference of 678 minus 354. So before we start, I'm going to go ahead and rework this problem. And I'm going to rework it to say 675, because remember, that's compatible and it's in quarter. 75 is a number we do like to work with, and it's not too far off 678. And then I really want to make sure that we keep this number pretty close as well. So I know 350 is also a nice number to work with. So let's subtract these. Oops, what are you doing, Mrs. Lee? All right. And we have 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. And 6 minus 3 is 3. Making our total $325. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize that it was dollars. Okay. All right. Last lesson practice for this video. Lesson practice, bottom of 513. I am going to do 1 with you, and it's going, actually, let's do 514, and I want to do C. Okay? Let me just erase this. And we are talking about Alita on C, page 514. All right. Almost erased. All right. Let's do green. All right. Every day, Alita walks around the track 5 times. She counted 489 steps for 1 lap. She estimates that she walks 2,500 steps in 5 laps. Is her estimate reasonable? Please explain your answer. So, first we want to figure out what we're going to round to. So I'm going to round 489 to 500. And I'm going to multiply 500 steps around the track once by 5. And I'm going to do 0 times 5 is 0. Wow, I almost wrote 5. 0 times 5 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25, making her answer exactly correct, okay? So she estimates that it would be 2,500. Is her estimate reasonable? Yes, because she rounded 489 to 500 just like we did, and she got an answer of 2,500. All right? Thank you so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for the next one tomorrow. See you guys.